All the way from the Bay of Plenty, but born in Taranaki, I must add, and being brought to the stage by Chris Viola. Please welcome Stephanie Tierney, the Bay of Plenty Rose. Welcome to the stage, Stephanie. Oh, thank you. Lovely way to greet me. Thank you very much. Now, just get nice and comfortable here so we can hear everything you're saying. Now, you're representing Bay of Plenty, but really, deep down, you're a Naki girl, I guess, born in Taranaki, or in Stratford.
That is correct. Yes, I was born in Stratford, Taranaki in 1986.
Okay, yes, I've got that too. Actually, on the 31st of May, so I've almost got a birthday coming along.
Yes, not too far away now, but like a fine Irish whiskey, I only get better with age.
Well done. Hey, now, you've got a few supporters here tonight, because I've met some of your brothers, and I tell you what, Stephanie, they're pretty nervous.
Well, I actually said the same thing to them just before.
I reckon I could have got a bribe out of them if I'd have pushed them for it. Hey?
I had to calm them down before. They were more nervous than I was.
Yeah, good on you. It's good to have some support here. Now, yes, you do have some Taranaki background, but you're well and truly a Bay of Plenty girl now. But you've done a wee bit of travel too in the meantime, haven't you?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's talk firstly about your trip to Ireland as a 15-year-old.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, when I was 15, my brother Colin, the second oldest boy of the family, who was actually the only child who was born in Ireland out of the six of us, travelled back to Ireland for his wedding in Youghal, County Cork. Was fortunate enough to be able to get a free trip back for that, so went along with the family, and I actually did an item last night, which was a waltz tap dance, and I performed that at my brother's wedding, wearing the same costume, waltz dress that I wore last night. So
that's the costume you wore as a 15-year-old?
I did indeed.
And that'd be a big challenge to a few out here, wouldn't it? Back into their school gyms. Now, we won't go there. Hey, that's lovely now. You also did the Castle Dash. Talk us through the Castle Dash.
Yes, well, it is now nicknamed the Castle Dash for that exact reason. My father gave me the quickest tour of Irish history in a day that anyone could possibly get. We travelled from County Cork up to Dublin to fly out, and we visited many beautiful castles along the way. And obviously, as a child, I read a lot of folk stories before I got the chance to travel back to Ireland, and envisioned Ireland as being this magical land with its beautiful castles and stone walls and lovely rolling green lands. And when I got there, it was exactly what I got, so it was amazing.
And as well as the Castle Dash, you got to kiss the Blarney Stone.
Yes, I did, and if you're not careful, you might not be able to get me off this microphone.
I've got no complaints about that. I'm enjoying this conversation. Stephanie, you mentioned your dad there, and you mentioned here that he's part of an elite club.
Oh yes, very elite.
Called the Celtic Rovers.
The Celtic Rovers?
Celtic Rovers,
yes.
Close, yeah.
Well,
tell me about that. That sounds like something that we'd all like to be part of. They meet at 3 p.m. on a Saturday, and they convene the meeting, and they finish the meeting at 3 a.m. on a Sunday. On an annual basis.
Yes, they do it once a year. It was a privately formed group 17 years ago in the memory of Bill Bracken. And the boys all get together, and I will say boys because it's a male-only club. Clearly, because it goes from 3 p.m. till 3 a.m. in the morning. So
yeah, well, I suppose they drink a lot of tea and coffee and talk business, I would imagine, in that time.
That's correct. A lot of business goes on in those meetings.
Yeah. A bit of Irish whiskey, I would have to say. Would that be right?
That's correct.
Now, you've had a reasonably busy sort of working life. Started off on dairy farms in the South Island, dairy farms in the North Island, but eventually ended up in Australia where you found a little niche that you really have found that you're good at. Tell me about that.
Yes, well, in 2006 I moved to Australia with a bit of an open plan, really, and I was fortunate enough to end up in a racing stable, that's horse racing, with an excellent trainer who basically taught me from scratch at the age of 20 how to ride and train thoroughbred racehorses.
Had you had any, you wrote about your donkey when you were 5-year-old. That's not sort of part of your equine stuff, is it?
Well, that's how I started off my racing career, on a beautiful donkey that my father brought me home at the age of 6.
And that's not the donkey you wrote about and you won a prize for as
Yes,
a 5-year-old, is it?
That's correct.
There it is.
Yes.
What was the donkey's name?
Well, his name was Benjamin, but I actually got another donkey, so his name was Benjamin as well, so we had to do a bit of...
Great name for a donkey. Right, now let's talk about that racing career with that. Now, who are you? Did put down who you... Warwick Bradshaw, is that right? Is that the man?
That was in Australia, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, he got you involved in all aspects of training?
Yep, well, he basically taught me from scratch the art of track riding, which is quite a difficult skill. It looks easy, and basically everyone sort of thinks you go round and round in circles on a lovely, quiet racehorse, but they're not so quiet. And yes, it's quite a difficult job. So I was very fortunate to have a wonderful teacher who took me along through the steps, stage by stage. And once he sort of saw me take flight, I guess he let me sort of learn the rest as I went. And
Stephanie, did you progress that career to actually trial riding or race riding, or is it a goal to go to that next stage?
Yes, well, while I was in Australia, I actually rode several amateur race meets. They have, as an amateur jockey over there, you just need your track licence, obviously, to ride. We travelled up to Landor in Western Australia, which was about a 16-hour car drive, and spent a week on a station which had a racetrack in the middle of it, and everyone camped out. It was quite an exciting week to be a part of.
Great, yeah.
And in my second year of riding those amateur race meets, I actually won leading rider, so leading amateur rider for the year, and won the 2 feature races over the weekend, so that was quite exciting.
Well done. It didn't encourage you to get self-licensed and do a full apprenticeship, become a...
I've always been a little bit in two minds about becoming a jockey, as I sort of feel it would take me away from what I enjoy most about my job, which is the personal bond.
You'd spend most of your time in the car when you're going to the yeah, good on you.
The travelling.
But now you actually work for the Valor Brothers on the Pincarra stud.
That's correct, yes.
And what are your duties involved there? Are you working with stallions or young horses or race horses? Or?
We work with mares mainly. The stable situation has our own training facility, so we don't actually have to take the thoroughbreds off the property to be trained. And we use it for the mares because the mares tend to be a little more highly strung, and us women get a lot of stick for that in racing because we're generally called mares. So yeah, it's a great property to train on, and it's brilliant for the mares, just keeps them nice and calm.
Okay, now the Rose of Tralee is a little bit like a family tradition for you, isn't it? Because your sister Alana was the Taranaki Rose of Tralee, is that right?
Yes,
you must be
feeling a little bit of deja vu here.
Yes, yes, I do remember. My career as an MC was just starting out in those days. However, you also had a situation where you were the Kiwi Fruit Princess, or Junior Kiwi Fruit Princess.
Yeah, that's in the beautiful Bay of Plenty, of course. Kiwi Fruit Festival contest that they run every year. They have the Little Princess, the Junior Princess, the Teen Princess, and the Kiwi Fruit Queen. In the same year, 1996, me and my sister were both entered. I was the Little Princess, and my sister won the Kiwi Fruit Queen. So
you had to present the flowers to her.
Yes, I remember standing off to the side of the stage when they had all the beautiful queens out, and when the winner was announced, I had this big bouquet of red roses that was twice the size of me, and obviously my sister was called the winner, and it was an exciting moment to be able to present her with the flowers. Yeah.
Steffi, let's just talk a little bit about your Irish heritage, because yours is really close up with Aidan being born in Ireland and stuff like that. So you must have still have some association or some relations in Ireland.
Yep, I have a few cousins that have actually ventured out here to New Zealand, and also in Australia that I've had the pleasure of meeting. Beautiful girls, and we have a lot in common, and it's been great to sort of get to know them, and I'd love to get back to Ireland to be able to visit them.
Now, your great-great-grandfather, Timothy Twomey,
Toomey, yeah.
okay, he came out at age 22 on board the Salisbury in 1873, and you think that Joanna Brosnahan, who he ended up marrying, is that right?
Yeah.
Actually came out in the same boat, but they didn't know that, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
And they did go together and had 13 kids.
That is correct, yes.
See, that's a wonderful story. That's a wonderful story. So you obviously, there's a heap of people back in Ireland, but you've got one auntie that's a bit of a race car driver.
That's correct, yes. My auntie Claire, who, obviously my middle name. So, I've realised that I had a bit of passion for car racing along the way as well, and found out that my auntie was actually the 2-time winner of the Circuit of Ireland and many other motoring events for women, so that was quite exciting. I thought that's pretty cool.
So that's where you get your speed stuff from, eh? The racehorses. Now, you've got quite a reasonable list, a very good list of stuff here. You're a finalist in the Young Performer of the Year TAP Award. You're the Eastern Gascoyne Racing Club Amateur Racers awarded the leading rider. And you had a fashion and makeup application certificate, and you also completed a 6-kilometre army-style obstacle course, a Tough Girl Challenge held in Rotorua. So obviously being with the horses keeps you pretty fit, Stephanie. Yeah,
that's the beauty of it, basically 6 days a week going to the gym.
Yeah, absolutely. Being named Rose of Tralee, what sort of specialness would that mean to you?
For me personally, it would absolutely be a life-changing experience. So far through the contest, meeting all the beautiful girls and everyone else that's a part of it, I've just gained so much confidence, and I hope that's showing tonight.
Absolutely.
It's just been brilliant, and the chance to get back to Ireland and represent New Zealand, obviously, and also the family and everyone here tonight would be amazing. Yeah.
Now, I'll just wrap up by commenting on the person you'd like to meet and a lifetime goal for you, Stephanie, Aidan O'Brien. What's special with him?
Yes, well, there's 2 people in the audience tonight that aren't very impressed about my choice of a trainer and where he's from and where he trains, and that would be Mr. Joe Deegan and my father, Aidan, who are both from County Kildare, and obviously Mr. Aidan O'Brien is from County Tipperary, so yes, but Mr. O'Brien for me is just, he's pretty up there on the training scale, and I've been told by a lot of my trainers and people in the racing industry that he's the man to meet, and we also have a few things in common. We're both amateur jockeys and we're both from a family of 6, so
he's a rock star in your...
He is indeed, yes. I'd love to know his secrets.
Now, just finish up by saying you have a desire to own a racehorse and you want to name it Tierney.
Yes, I would. This actually only come to me the other day when I was thinking about it, but Tierney actually has 7 characters in it, and obviously the old thing with Melbourne Cup winners is they're usually named with 7 characters, so I thought it was quite fitting.
Well done. Well, let's look forward to seeing a winner out there on the track called Tierney in the years to come. Steffi, thank you very much for that. Wonderful. You've had yourself really well. I'm sure the judges are really impressed, because I know we all are. Good luck in the competition. Hope you do get your to Ireland.
Sorry. Chris.